I just walked through the neighborhood and I saw, all right, I looked at people's yards and I go, all right, this person's got a lot of leaves. I bet they don't care about these leaves and they wish somebody would rake them up. So I raked, and then I saw one guy outside and I asked him, could I rake his leaves? And he said, yeah, I don't care. And then, so I went to this one tree that seemed like the tree wasn't really owned by anyone. It's just kind of a weird spot. So I raked the leaves up around it and put those in a bag. And then I went to the guy that allowed me permission. And then his neighbor had the most leaves. And then the next neighbor I know, and then I know the next few. So I thought I'll just work my way all the way down. But when I got to the guy with the most amount of leaves, I'm just out there raking his yard without permission. And he comes outside. And I go, oh, hey.
Caught rake-handed.
Yeah. I'm like, I just was, saw you had all these leaves out here, and I thought you wouldn't mind if I raked them up. And he was like, apparently this guy likes his leaves. He goes, actually, I like to mulch them down into the lawn. So we ended up having a little conversation, and I said, listen, I'm sorry I'm doing this. But I said, I just didn't think anybody appreciated their leaves. And I said, I like that you appreciate your leaves. And then I went into a whole thing about how the trees produce nutrients over the course of the year, and then they drop them down in the leaves, and it refeeds everything. And I was like, I like that you're into that. And I go, I'm sorry that I've come down here and tried to take your leaves. And it was very pleasant. My nephew was very uncomfortable with it because he was an accomplice in this crime.
Yeah.
But then I went over to my other neighbor's house and raked a few of his leaves. And after that point, it's 80 degrees here. By that point, I was hot. I was like, you know what? That's good enough. And we got 2 huge bags of leaves, and I was able to cover all my garden beds with them, cover my compost, and some other spots of the grass that I'd like to kill.
Do you respect that man for saying no?
Yeah, I do. I mean, he didn't come out, and I also respect him because he didn't come out with an attitude. He just kind of came out like, what's going on out here?
Why is this guy who people tell me in the neighborhood is a comedian raking my leaves?
Yeah, this guy can't afford leaves or what? But I'm just trying to get a lot of leaves. And there's a couple of piles in the neighborhood, but there's never people outside. And I feel weird about knocking on people's door going, hey, can I rake your leaves? But I guess when this guy came outside, immediately I was like, I should have just knocked on this guy's door.
Yeah, what's weirder, asking, can I rake your leaves, or getting caught raking someone's leaves who don't want their leaves to be raked? Yeah. It's about consent, Dusty.
It is about consent. You should never rake leaves without permission.
Absolutely.
And, if you got to rake leaves, rake your own leaves.
That's right.
And actually, I have quite a few leaves in my front yard, but I want those leaves. Mm-hmm. So if I rake up my leaves, then I feel like I'll have to have other leaves to replace those, because I like those leaves. But so that's the neighborhood drama.
Yeah.